Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to Shaving with Rich. Today I'd like you to introduce you to Noelle. She's one of my safety cats. She was just in here inspecting stuff, and before she got away, I thought I'd introduce you to her. What time is it, huh? You know? She's not going to talk to you. Is it time for a shave? Is it time for a shave? Okay. It's time for Shaving with Rich. And today's shave is brought to you by Pre'deFatboy, not the 63, but the other one, the older one. And the Eric Sorrentino Cadre brush. And the instrument of choice today, and probably use this for a couple, is my birthday quarter Pre'deFatboy. This is F4, in pretty good shape. And the blade today is still the Gillette 7 o'clock black. I've loaded the brush today already. It's already loaded, and I got the bloom water in the captain's choice. And let's get a little bit of a lather going. I finally gotten the stamping off the top of this cake of soap. It's really hard and doesn't take very much soap to get a pretty good lather going. I did about a 30-second load before we got started, and the cats came in and did their inspection. They're coming in teams now. I guess they don't trust themselves, or I don't know. Today they were in teams. I'm not going to say they always do it, because usually it's mittens, but today Noelle came in and she happened to be the one I could catch, so she's the one you got to see. Soap is already real peaky, kind of whipped creamy like. I think I'm going to push the water just a little bit, because this is really kind of firm for what I like. I like mine to be a little bit not as peaky. So I'll put a little bit of water in there, and you can see the bubbles stretch. That's kind of where I look when I'm looking at the soap. I see the bubbles get bigger and then they kind of stretch out. And you can't see it because it's tone on tone here, and my camera won't do that, but bubbles stretch and then they divide, and then it picks up a sheen and starts throwing suds all over the place. And that's where we're at now. It's still kind of like an egg cream, but it's still pretty good. So let me get a little water on my face and then we'll keep going here. I also had a little bloom water on here, so I'm kind of freshening that up while we pick up a little soap and do our thing. It's kind of a neat thing having a birthday quarter razor. And I feel sorry for you guys who are, well, let's say born in the 80s, where you don't really have things that last. That's something I've been ruminating on a little bit here lately, is that things that last, say old cars and things that we call classics, and what's going to happen to our next generation. I'm thinking about my son in particular. He's born in, good grief, when was he born? 92, 93? We were in the computer age at that time. I'm thinking, since he was born, what kind of classic stuff is he gonna be flaunting when he's near 60? Like, for example, you know, we came up in we were born in the 50s or 60s, and coming in, we had cars and things that are still around today. But what are kids like him gonna have? And you don't have classic cars, but they have classic computers. But will the computers last when they're 60? I'm kind of not thinking so. So they're going to have intangible items that they can point to and say, this is what came about when I was coming of age. So they're not going to have a birthday razor, but they may have a birthday anecdote or a story or something that happened while they were coming up. In the same way, blessing and a curse. The folks who came up in our generation, I got a whole house full of it. I got things from my parents and from their parents. And my son doesn't want. He just bought a new house. And they don't want a dining room set. They don't want, we got 3 or 4 sets of china. From my mother and from my father's mother, my grandmother. And so on. So I got this china cabinet that's full of dishes. It's dishes that I don't ever use. But I don't dare get rid of them. I don't know why I don't dare get rid of them. I just, for some reason, am attached to things. And I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I'm caught in that trap. Things I can't bear to let go of, still. Is where I envy the younger folks. They can latch onto intangibles. Or I have to have tangible reminders of intangibles. If that makes any sense whatsoever to you. I have a garage full of tools and pieces of cars that have broken off, and I've saved them for reasons unknown to me or mankind. This soap, by the way, is really nice. It's very light. Doesn't have much of a fragrance at all, but it's pretty, it's real good stuff. It's real slick. Slides around and gives that aging blade a good surface to work. It's mild enough that I'm going to be using the Aqua Velva Ice Sport. I have made a terrible error. It may be the subject of further discussions. When I bought it, this one, I got it from Amazon, and I made a rather tragic error in putting my order quantity. So instead of 1, I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I ended up with 10. So I'm the victim of a. I got a lot. I mean, Ice Sport's pretty nice, but I don't know how nice, if I like it 10 bottles like. So there's a lot of pips going on right now. I'm going to schedule this one for probably after the year's over, so that these big row of pips can clear the decks. And then I'm going to pip off a few of these. You guys who haven't experienced Ice Sport, is really nice stuff. Be thinking whether you want some or not, and be prepared for when I put this up. So don't buy any right now. Or was, oh yeah, getting rid of stuff. So my mother passed away last year, and we ended up with a whole bunch of stuff of hers from collapsing storage down and moving things from the nursing home and from all quarters of the earth, it seemed. So that it wasn't until over a year now, we just got our 1 car in the garage. I still have the other half to empty. I'm going to find some other treasures. They may be pips, but they may not necessarily 100% be shaving pips. How's that sound? I think we'll probably put it in the same place. I may bait and add things to this, because I do have other things that are interesting. But on the one hand, yeah, as far as having possessions that you link your memories with, it's a curse, because in addition to having an awful lot of stuff, I've got a pretty good memory that are triggered by these items, so I can see just about anything in the garage there. Nuts and bolts, where they came from, I know where they came from. I have a couple of cans of nails and stuff still. My father came up in the Depression, and he had this thing about not wasting any hardware. I had a piece of railroad tie, or railroad iron, that he'd filed a groove in, and I used that little anvil. My job when I was a shaver, little guy, was to straighten out nails and sort them by size. And so he had thousands of nails, all different sizes, and cans all over the place. And it wasn't until fairly recently that I was able to find somebody or some place to get rid of them. There's a recycling place here in town, and so I've been taking the metal in, but a couple of the cans I could see where the nails were from, and I thought I would hold on to the can. I'm going to get rid of the nails here, but I had a project going and was using them. I don't know where I'm going with this. It was just kind of a thought that came to mind just as I was standing here looking at this razor, saying I've got a birth quarter razor, which is neat. What happened to the boys who were born in the 80s or 90s who don't have a classic like that? Do we have them adopt a year, or are they stuck with just modern razors? We don't know. That's something we're going to have to figure out, and we can cogitate on these things while I clean up and finish up, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. Today's pretty excellent shave, reminding again, was brought to you by this rather excellent Pre'deFatboy soap, the Gillette Fat Boy, Model F4, and of course wouldn't be complete without the Cadre Legacy brush. I like this shape, the fan shape. It works out really nice. And this one doesn't shed too much, but it's covered with hairs because I have 3 cats. And so on behalf of the safety cats, I'd like to thank you for coming to visit and spend some time with me ranting wildly while I shave. I've got a lot of stories to tell, I think. I don't know if they mean anything, but give us a little something to think on sometimes. And for other things like that, you find us on shavingcadre.com. And thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.